Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're working on integral transform, one very special new integral transform. So guess what's the name? Aboodh transform, Aboodh transformation, Aboodh transform, anyhow you want to pronounce it. So this is a new integral transform. Just like we have Laplace transform, we have Aboodh transform. We also have transforms like Elzaki and the likes. So today I'll be giving you intro on Aboodh transform. So then probably definitely, not even probably, I'm serving questions like explanatory questions on this transform. But I would want to give you introduction, so that when you're watching the main calculation and how to go about solving questions, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. So it won't just be solving just like that. So there are things you need to know on the Aboodh transformation. So I'll be giving you that today and explaining some things under that. So then I'm sure you want to watch the videos on clear definitions and explanations, examples. If you want to, so you have to turn on your notification bell so you get notified immediately I upload videos on this. And also, if you do like my videos, don't forget to subscribe. So first off, when you have now I'm about to explain when you have x dot, what does it mean? When I have x and just a dot on it, it implies this is dx dt. If I have y dot, it implies I have dy dt. So then when I have y prime is what? Dy dx. So can you see the difference? Y dot on top is dy dt, y prime is what? Dy dx. So when I'm having Aboodh of x, that's the x dt. So that will be giving me vx of v minus x of 0 over v. Then if I have Aboodh of y dy dt, that is vy of v minus y of 0 over v. Now if I have it to be the squared y dt squared to be v squared, so look at it, this is going to be v squared y of v minus y prime of 0 over v minus y of 0. And the reason you have y prime here is because you'll be given initial conditions. Don't worry, when we start to solve, you understand better, but I would like you to understand this table first off. So if I have Aboodh of 1, that is 1 over v squared. Just like if I have Laplace of 1, Laplace transform of 1 is what? 1 over s. So here, Aboodh transform of 1 is going to be 1 over v squared, and Aboodh of e raised to power at is, I have 1 over v squared minus av. You just have to look at what you have beside the coefficient of v. So the coefficient of v is what? Minus a. So here to be plus 80. So if I have plus av here, the coefficient of v is what? Plus a. So here I'll have what? Minus 80. Yeah, I know you're all smart. So now coming to this part, just like you have Laplace transform of sine 80 or sine, and then Laplace transform of cos, the same way you have here in Aboodh transform. So it to be a over v. So take note of the difference. For sine, you're having a, whatever a value you have here, you have it here to be squared, and then you have v outside. That is for sine, you have v outside. Now if it is for cos, you don't have v outside, so and then you have 1 over a squared. So notice for sine you have a, if you're working with Laplace, you know Laplace is if you have if you have s over s squared plus a squared, you know that one is for cos. And if you have s squared over s squared plus s over s squared plus a squared, that's cos. And if you have a over s squared plus a squared, that's for Laplace. So going back to what we're actually working on, Aboodh, just note the difference for sine and cos. Sine you have a on top, and cos you don't have a on top, so take note. Okay, not like a per se. I'll give you examples. So let's say I have 1 over v squared plus 1 squared, or 1 squared is still 1. So this is going to be what? Cos. Instead of a, to be what? cos. What's your a here? Your a is 1. So 1 times t is what? T. That's cos t. Do you get it? Sorry, sine t. Don't mind me, Jerry. So this is going to be sine t. So whatever you have here is what you have here. But for cos, you have 1 here. You can have any value here as far as the value is squared. So that's what I want you to understand. So now taking examples. So if I have 5 into brackets 1 over v plus v squared, I told you that you always look at what you have beside your what? V. And what is the coefficient of v here? 1 plus 1. So definitely you have what? Minus here, isn't it? And don't forget your 5. Then here 2 over v squared plus 2 squared. Notice that I said for sine, whatever value you have here squared. So 2 squared. You can decide to write 4 here. You know that 4 is the same thing as 2 squared. So it's going to be what? Sine what? Your a here is what? 2 sine 2t. For cos, I have 1 over v squared plus a. I know 1 v squared plus, I can have any value here. So if I have 2 here, suppose I have 2 here, it should be what? Cos 2t. You get it? So now let's say I have something like this: v plus 1 over v squared plus 1 equals. So I'm asked to find. Now notice that here I'm taking the inverse. This is the Aboodh of this. Like if I do Aboodh of 1, I have this. So if I go backward, if I take inverse of this, I have this back. If I take inverse of this, I have this back. So this is Aboodh of x, gives me this. If I take inverse of this, I'll have this back. If I take inverse of 1 over v squared, I must have a 1 back. If I take inverse of sine t, that means I have. If I take inverse of 1 over v squared plus 1 squared, I'll have sine t back. So like this is your f of t and this is your a of t. So if I take inverse of this, I have this back. So now the example I gave you here is taking inverse Aboodh transform. So if I take the inverse of this, I'll have this. If I take the inverse of this, I have this, like I'll explain. So if I take inverse of this, I have to like expand this. This is not just straightforward. I'll expand. So I want to expand. This will be separating v over. I'll take v over this plus 1 over this. So if I take LCM, you know, to give me this back. So we're still on the right track. Then I'll just come here. V will cancel v. So I have 1 over v squared plus 1 squared plus 1 over v squared plus 1. And don't forget, when you have v here, what does that mean? You're working with what? Sine. So that's why I have sine t here and cos t. I hope you understand. Don't forget, this is Aboodh transform. I'm working with, if I say Aboodh of 1 to give you this, right? And if I take the inverse of this, I'll have what? 1 back. So that is all on Aboodh transform for now. If you want to get more interesting videos on Aboodh transform, I advise you to like subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell to get notified. Yeah, if you do enjoy the video, thank you in advance. Yeah, like my videos. Thank you so much, and then don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.